Okay, yeah, great and glorious NickDutch here yet again. This video is entitled Growing with the Supernatural because I just want to talk about, my path and how it's happened really. I mean, obviously I got involved with the various witchcraft covens, going on, training courses in magical practice, becoming a tarot reader and the rest of it because I had experiences which were by their very nature supernatural. That's why I did it. And I wanted to learn how to control this and make this work better. When I heard I went out with a few friends, went to a pub and discussed some of the experiences with one guy there who came out with this crazy story about these people who got a book on black magic spells and that they said this and something happened and it scared them. I said, well, where do you get these books? And she said, well, go to the bookshop. So, I was young at the time, I wasn't thinking too clearly, so I didn't realise you actually got books in the bookshop. God. I wasn't the brightest spark, at that time, wasn't the brightest spark in a tinderbox, but never mind. So, got a few books, did some reading and research, that led me into, spiritual healing, meditation, mantras, crystal gazing, tarot, and all the rest of it. And I learned to differentiate between the books which were commercially driven and those which were practically magically driven. Okay. Then I, of course, heard the phrase magic is the science and art of change in accordance with the will, and I ended up going to the pagan groups. What I found during that time, obviously I heard lots of people carrying on saying that magic is a science, alright? So I ended up, unfortunately, believing them, which is daft, because in the sense they're talking about it, magic is not a science, it's not an art, it's a bunch of superstitious, stupid beliefs, and they haven't actually worked out what the word science means or what the word art means, and they haven't applied it to themselves because they're a bunch of lying, cheating, stealing, mad motherfucking bastards who are just concerned with promoting religions, and that's it, okay? They certainly don't want anyone to think, they want everyone to be terrified of the various supernatural forces so that people can be malleable. So, basically you can ignore them. They always use the phrase, it works, and what do they mean by that? Well, they don't know what they mean because they don't know what the words they're using mean, so essentially these are still mad religious people. But I was still looking to try and work out how to try and make these various supernatural phenomena actually occur and work. That led me to a friendship with someone who was in a witchcraft coven who essentially it was really, really twisted really, because he was using me as someone who he could bully for his own personal ego expansion. And I was using him to try and get secrets of the occult from him. But of course he had no secrets of the occult because he was basically a sick, twisted fucker with a dopamine deficiency, alright? I know it's a very peculiar life, but this is just what happened to me, alright? And so he didn't do me any good at all, and he tried to twist me, make me feel less than, and some of the evil shit that he forced into my head is still there, and I'm still dealing with it. And that was like 15 years ago, Jesus Christ. Okay, but anyway, that's, all that stuff's behind me. But, I was still trying to work out how this, that, and the other operated and worked. Wanted to become a professional tarot reader about 14 years ago because I knew that was something that was, right for me, and I could do it, and I could try and help individuals, and I could try and turn my job into something that not only makes me my crust of bread, but could also help other individuals through just me, talking and bouncing some ideas around and trying to help people to be able to think and sort things out. During that time, roughly, I was obsessed with the occult. I'll be honest about that. But I was obsessed in terms of trying to get results and trying to get real results that could happen and could be reliable, because obviously I thought, if this is an art and science of change in accordance with the will and the rest of it, then why don't occultists, try and stop all wars, purify water by the power of thought and ritual, cure all diseases, and wouldn't that be great? Therefore everyone could be like perfectly healthy, happy, calm, and all the rest of it. However, the New Age movement isn't, to the most part, about that. All the spiritual healing stuff is fascinating, but if you got a serious disease, you can't rely upon that stuff to actually heal you. Alright, you just can't do it. It can possibly help, but it can't actually be the one and only cure. So I then, went through all the other things, went to university, got myself a degree, couldn't handle that, couldn't handle trying to get work afterwards, got a few jobs, didn't quite work out, basically got myself very, very drunk and didn't really enjoy life. After that, I eventually stopped drinking, pulled myself back into trying to build my own business, doing 3D artwork and recruitment, which, kind of vaguely worked, but didn't quite work properly enough, and eventually picked up tarot again. During my return into doing tarot, I realized, after having spent so much time away from it, because I was like going through university and trying to like build a career and the rest of it, that I had more or less stayed intellectually and analytically about the New Age and the occult at the same stage as I was when I was in it previously, when I was in my late teens and early 20s, which is a bit bad, really. So, in maturity now, with like education, work experience, and business experience behind me, I can then reflect back on like the supernatural New Age side of things and try and work out, what a good, useful attitude to this would be. Taking into account that the vast majority of people out there probably disagree with the work that I do, number one, being a tarot reader. Number two, disagree with the occult, because the occult is too closely associated with cults. Disagree with various New Age religions anyway, because, there's people out there with chickens on their heads and all kinds of weird, fucked up stuff, you know what I mean? It's just like, ugh! So, you got to try and differentiate the mad shit from anything that's vaguely useful. And that's where my ideas come from. Trying to differentiate the mad shit from something which is vaguely useful. Often when I'm doing my tarot readings, people ask me, what planet did I come from? Or, what was I in a past life? Is any of this actually relevant to that person in the here and now? Probably not. So I do try and turn the whole consultancy thing round, so it can actually be a reflection on their current life, what they're doing, what they're going through, and trying to find a new solution, a new direction for them, to try and help them out intellectually and creatively with what they're going through at the time. So I am trying to trying to help other people with the work that I'm doing. As far as growing with the supernatural is concerned, yes, I still do ritual, I still do meditation, I still do my prayer work, I'm still reading tarot, I'm still being a diviner, I still practice astral projection and all the rest of it. I suppose the difference between me now in the New Age and the occult and divination and all the rest of it, and me when I was in my late teens, is that, number one, I would state that the science of magic is in terms of how you think and how you analyze what you go through. The artistry in magic is how you learn to improve your skills bit by bit. The wisdom of the occult is just you growing in your life. That's all there is to it. Can results be guaranteed? No. Whenever anyone says it works, what are they? Well, they're a lying, cheating, stealing bastard. Because you can't say that. If you're dealing with a massive chaotic system, you cannot say that you're going to get a finite result out of a massive chaotic system anyway. It's not possible. But you can say that some results of sorts can be gained. You've got to learn to use the words properly. So I'm still being an occultist, but I'm also being more analytical about the words that I use, about the thoughts that I have. So as I'm going through the process of growing in the occult, I can still be what I am, what I want to be, still do the work that I want to, but try and do it from a rational standpoint, which I feel that most people would actually agree with and or want to agree with, which kind of makes you feel good, I guess. As far as the Dutchian faith is concerned, if you want to take it up, you can if you want. If you don't want to, you don't have to. That's also important. It's just an idea, Maybe it's a big idea, or maybe it isn't a big idea. Who knows? Carry on growing with it. People say about the ethics and the morals that they're inherent in Wicca. Sure, maybe they are, or maybe they were taken from all other religions. What about the morals and ethics of Christianity? There's nothing actually wrong with Christianity. Christianity is not actually evil. It's just that people have hijacked Christianity and turned it into a political thing, and at various different times, people died and all the rest of that mad shit. But the same thing's going to happen with Wicca. The same thing's going to happen with the runic religions as they develop. The same thing's going to happen with all the other religions, because they're all political bodies. And that just sucks full stop, and that's just complete fucking insanity. And basically, I can't have that or be a part of it. So yeah, I guess I just want people to think about the words they use, how they use them, and how they interact with their New Age and magical stuff as time goes by. That's my main goal. good fortune, God bless to one and all.